Kyushu itself. Towards the north, it was opened also about 30 years ago. Railway going up to the north to Sendai, Fukushima, and Sendai, and Aomori. Today we have also direct access to Hokkaido. There are two Shinkansen lines that go also over the middle mountain range of the island to the other side. That means, for example, to Kanazawa, to the Sea of Japan side. So we can say today Shinkansen network stretches from north to the south, making the traveling in the north-south direction very, very easy and fast. Whereas going over the mountains is still, of course, not so fast. We will see today that we are going to take 2 times 2 hours train, but the distance each 2 hours covers are totally different. One is like 150 miles, the other one is like maybe 50 miles in direct distance, but it goes over the mountain. So that's the difference. Now, Shinkansen has 3 categories. Mainly, well, at this part, it has 3 categories. One stopping only at Tokyo, Yokohama, Nagoya, Kyoto, the major cities. The next one stopping at few more stations. And the third one stopping at every Shinkansen station. Shinkansen is very different from other fast track trains in the world in that they have their own rail system. They have the different widths, so no other train can go onto Shinkansen track and vice versa. And that allows them to be very independent in operation. And it allows them to go real fast, So the maximum speed nowadays is about 200 miles an hour. And another thing that maybe makes it Shinkansen little special is that the fact that, you have TGV in Europe and you have how was it called? The one in China, also very fast trains. However, Shinkansen operates, I tell you, every 5 minutes one train in average. So it's one after the other, going. And they are quite well used. I mean, it's amazing how many people travel with this. Although it's not cheap, actually. For one stretch Tokyo-Osaka, so it's 2.5 hours drive by train, by Shinkansen, will cost you something like $150 one way. And there's very little reduction in discount like early birds discount or so. No, very little, like 10%, except when you're over 60 and you register as senior members of, then you get something like 30% off or so for a long distance, which is very nice. And well, every 5 minutes, 200 miles an hour. What happens if something happens? You will go on top of each other. So the whole Shinkansen system is networked. It is connected in such a way that one train stops, all the others will stop automatically, so that there's no, bumping onto the next train. And they run, it's called a Yellow Doctor, or Dr. Yellow, I think. So Shinkansen, one special Shinkansen train painted in yellow, and it's running, all the straight just to check if technologically everything is okay. So Dr. Yelo is checking every day somewhere in the country. It's very nice and assuring. And in the history of 50 years, there has been no deadly incident thanks to all that security system. And yeah, of course there were some near incidents which could be prevented, luckily, and did not come to a major crash or anything. It's been operating without any deadly accident for 50 years. It's quite an achievement.